Well, folks, I appreciate you joining me here today on Deep River Farm. The sun is popping up. Been up a little bit, but it's a really nice, clear skies. Not a cloud in the sky. I don't know if y'all had a chance the other night. It wasn't last night, night before last. You could see the moon, and then it looked like a bright star right beside of it. I don't know if anybody noticed it. I didn't get a picture of it, but I thought maybe it might have been the space station. Well, come to find out, it was the planet Venus that we were seeing. A moon or something. I don't know if it was the planet, the moon shining off of it, or what it was, but it was very obvious, but I didn't have a clue what it was. I thought it might have been the International Space Station, and turned out it was something to do with Venus, either the planet or one of its moons. But I thought it was very ironic that was so visible. Well, folks, been pretty busy the last few days. I dropped a couple of trees. It was dead. There was one of them. This is what it looks like now. Still got that one hanging in there from Hurricane Debbie. But then we had one to fall right there. And I got it sawed up. Limbs piled up right there. And I've got it split, and it's right here. That's some good oak right there. Got it all split up and kind of cleaned up. And then we had another tree right up here that we had to come down, and it was a pine. Now that tree, I thought, well, it's a pine, may not be able to burn it, but you talking about dry. Now that tree right there, let me see if I can get so many spider webs in the woods this morning. See if I can get a shot down through there. Yeah. Big old pine fell. So I got it all blocked up, and it's ready to split. Now, my wife's uncle, if you've been following the channel, was the one that helped get Project Santa into western North Carolina, so that the children of Helene, the survivors, could have a Christmas. They had already been through so much. Their parents, a lot of them lost their homes. A lot of them lost access to their roadways. The vehicles was trapped, and it's still that way. And no power, nothing like that. Parents couldn't get to work. Some of them's jobs got washed away. Well, he's just about out of wood, and he's thinking that his church might be able to supply him some firewood, because that's what he heats with. And he's been in and out of the hospital for the last 2 months, and so has his wife, who's been dealing with AFib. So I had these trees to come down up here. So my plan is I'm gonna load them up on the trailer, and I'm gonna haul him a bunch of wood that ought to carry him through for a little while until we can get some more sawed up for him. So that ought to help him out and heat the house whenever it starts getting cold. And then we'll tackle another tree. I've got some more down that I can cut up for him. Well, hello, Rudy. How you doing, buddy? What you got to say this morning? Is that all? You ain't got no other thing to say? Telling me something. There you go. There you go. Where are you running off to? There's no corn down there. I gave you some corn already. Been trying to get all the sticks and stuff cleaned up for the fall. And it makes it a lot easier when the leaves come down. If you have excess leaves, to get up, but I tend to like to leave them laying, and it, that way, even if you walk through them, you're not tripping over sticks and stuff. So we got these piles. There's piles everywhere. Here comes Rudy. He's following us this morning. I like to keep the brush cleaned up as much as possible, and then I've got little piles here and little piles there. I can wheel them down to the fire pit when we have a bonfire and just burn them in the pit if I want to, or I can just burn them where they're piling up. But I like to keep it clear. I like to keep the limbs down as much as possible so we can see the water. And of course the chickens come in here, and as you can see, they've been ruffling in the leaves and looking for bugs. They free range and everything. Well, there's Rudy. Hey Rudy, you back again. What you got to say? People like to hear your ideology on stuff. You got anything to tell me right quick? There you go. Old Rudy, he follows you everywhere you go. What he's thinking is he's going to get a piece of corn or some cracked corn tossed out. So he'll follow you everywhere you go. He's kind of like, he's the kingpin here. He's the main rooster of them. And he's like a pet too. He just follows you around. Yeah, you can see we're trying to thin out some of these smaller saplings and limb them up so you can see the water back in here as well as over yonder, but it's a big job to clean up. And I've got another few piles over here, and then I've got the fire pit slap full. But it's just an ongoing process, and you just do it when you can. So I've got another tree right here down, and it's off of the ground. So it's been here about 3 or 4 years, and that'll be some really good wood right there that I can saw up and utilize to haul down to my wife's uncle's. And my wife's mother also heats with wood, but I've got her enough cut to make it through this winter, and then I can start continuing to provide her wood. So this is an ongoing thing, been going on for years and years, and just keep on plugging. Like I said, the fire pit's full. I got plenty of brush in it. Got quite a bit of firewood piled around it to be able to burn if necessary. But like I said, we got piles of brush and stuff all over the place to pull from, and we'll put that on the fire pit before we get into the wood pile. Now this property seems to cultivate rocks. It just grew out of nowhere. So my dad has built an altar here, and a lot of people come up and pray, and when they do, look at there, somebody's been here. There's a little red rock right there. There's a dish here on the other side that's full of them red rocks. It represents the blood of Jesus. So when people come up and pull in here and pray, they sometimes leave a red rock right there on top of the rock. So Dad said these two rocks here look like the tablets that the 10 Commandments was provided Moses, where he put the 10 Commandments on the tablets. And then he piled these rocks around an old culvert, and he said that's Jacob's well. So he just utilizing some rocks and things here. And at one point, you can see the wood right there. He just went ahead and built Jacob's ladder, but that has rotted down and everything. But that's what this is for, if you've seen it in any of the videos. Well, hello, Rude. You're back. You followed me all the way over here. I don't have any corn, buddy. I don't have any in my pocket. I don't have anything for you over here. The only thing I can tell you to do is grab you a grub worm. What do you say to that? I'm sure you can find a grub worm or a cricket or something like that over here. You looking? Nothing under that scratch? Huh? That's an acorn. That's a little tiny acorn you just pecked at. Well, follow me back up to the truck. I might have something for you. I'll just have to look. I might have some grapes or something like that in the truck. That be all right? All right, well, come on. Well, folks, I had heard a little bit of something about this, and I'm going to share it with you because I was astounded at what I heard, and to let you know a little bit about some, I wouldn't even call it a coincidence. I would call it a perfect timing from the Lord. Now, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23, correct? Folks, look up John chapter 12, verse 23. Now, folks, get ready. The goosebumps are going to come up on your skin here. Remember, he was killed at 12:23. John 12:23 says, "But Jesus answered them, saying, The hour has come that the Son of Man should be glorified. Most assuredly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much grain." Ain't that something, folks? And then it continues on in 25 and says, "He who loves his life will lose it, and he who hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, let him follow me, and where I am, there my servant shall be also. If anyone serves me, him my Father will honor." So, folks, didn't that just make goosebumps run up and down your arms? Good gracious, what a powerful message right there in John 12:23. And Charlie Kirk died at 12:23. I just don't believe that's a coincidence, folks. That's the perfect timing of the Lord. Thought I'd leave you with that today, here from Deep River Farm. You can find comfort in the scriptures, and you can also see the timeliness of the Lord, where he's pointing out something straight to us right in the scriptures. A lot of people say, well, you can read anything you want to make things coincide with the scriptures, but I kind of found it ironic that John chapter 12 verse 23, in his timing of death, 12:23, it's got a lot to say in that moment. So, folks, the Lord uses numbers in the Bible quite frequently, and they coincide with each other. For instance, Jonah was in the belly of the big fish for 3 days. Christ died and resurrected on the 3rd day. So, folks, numbers are very important in the Bible, and a lot of this coincides. So leave a comment. Let us know what you think about John 12:23 and the time of death of Charlie Kirk of 12:23. Thanks for joining today here on Deep River Farm. Just a little thought that I would try to throw your way and see what your opinion was. Have a blessed day.